Hello, I'm Ayah from Voice magazine, and joining me here today is Maxi, the director of Climate Cabaret.
Hello.
So first of all, what will you be doing at the Totally Thames Festival?
So I'm directing a show called Climate Cabaret, which is being made with young emerging artists in Kingston upon Thames, and it explores climate optimism and new ways of thinking about climate change.
And your event has been described as a clubhouse of optimism. What can people expect?
Yeah, so people can expect a variety of performances from stand-up comedy to drag to dance to clowning that will look at different kinds of climate optimistic stories. So I've been calling it a storytelling lab because I think that we all know that the climate crisis is happening and we instead need to know what we can do about it, and we need to understand what is already being done about it. So yeah, we're just going to explore some stories of climate optimism.
And why is such an artistic outlook needed to raise awareness about climate change?
Yeah, so obviously art and storytelling is a means of imagination. It is a tool of imagination. And one of the probably biggest things that we're lacking, I think, in the climate movement is imagination. And what would our lives look like if we were to really fundamentally change societies to address climate change? And so this is an opportunity to look at what's already happening in the world, where people are already changing and using imagination to think of a new way of existing, and bringing that with joy and with lots of different perspectives and lots of different performers in a way that I think will energize audiences as opposed to kind of bring you down. There's this thing called like climate communication psychology, and apparently the kind of alarmist bad news that we get about climate is more likely to grab your attention, but less likely to spark action. Whereas optimistic news about the climate is not clickbait. You're unlikely to it's unlikely to grab your attention, but it is very likely or more likely to at least spur some action in the people who read about it. So I've realized, a lot of us are talking about climate change, but most of us know kind of fundamentally what's going to happen. So I think the more useful thing to communicate is what we can do about it, and use optimism as a way to get to people, because I don't want people to leave the show and be depressed and exhausted and demoralized, but instead to be energized and to be excited about what they can do, and about what's already happening.
Thank you so much for joining me here today at the National Maritime Museum.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.